Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, comparing the bear markets. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and check out the sale on Into the Cryptoverse Premium at intothecryptoverse.com. We also do have some t-shirts as well, and we have a code down below if you do in fact want to buy a t-shirt. But honestly, your money would probably be better spent saving it and waiting for some accumulation levels in 2023. But what I want to talk about is this bear market for Bitcoin. And one of the reasons why I've been very skeptical about the June being the low is because, as always, there's always this sort of like fake bottom that everyone talks about being the bottom halfway through the bear market, and it ends up not being the case. And so, if you look at the prior bear markets, you can see that Bitcoin has had four of them, including this current one. There's this first bear market that was fairly quick. Let's go ahead and ignore that one because the current bear market looks nothing like that one, but it does look very similar to the bear market in 2014 and in 2018. What you'll notice is that during all of these bear markets, at least the last two and the current one, they all took about a year at least. And there's no guarantee that the low is in. There still is a real chance that Bitcoin pushes lower from here. You can see the last two bear markets ended up going down, more than 80% from the all-time high. Right now, Bitcoin has gone more like 77% down from the all-time high. So it does still leave room potentially for Bitcoin to make its way lower. But simply put, in 2022, cash has remained king. And the reason is because in these bear markets, you generally just assume that risk assets are going to go down. There can be bear market rallies along the way that will make a lot of people second guess their investing decisions. But ultimately speaking, the destination is always the same, right? It just takes a long time to get there. Yes, we had a counter trend rally in January through March. Yes, we had a counter trend rally in July and August. And we even had a brief one over the last month or so before the most recent meltdown. But just remember that during these bear markets, the general assumption is that we will go down, right? I mean, you can call it a black swan all you want, but it was always going to be the path of least resistance. And so it's a common lesson, right, to learn is that, when you only get out about 6 months or so into the bear market, there is this natural desire, I think, by a lot of people to want to call the bottom as being in. And I've made this mistake as well in the past. In 2018, I thought there was a good chance that 6K was the bottom, but I learned my lesson. I'm like, well, at the end of the year, the market dumped. Same thing happened this year too. So Bitcoin has now dropped back down. And if history is an indication, it could go further, right? Sorry again, my voice is really struggling. I have a cold. I'll try to get through this. But what you'll notice is that if you take these bear markets 3 months out from their bottoms, they still don't really go anywhere. I mean, the last one went sideways for like 4 months. The one before that did go sort of slightly up, but you still had plenty of time, right? This is my point. If you take these bear markets to their next peak, this is what it looks like. My point here is that regardless of whether the bottom is in or not, which I think there's still a case to be made that we could, in fact, push lower, a real risk here of pushing lower, either in December or in Q1, right? Either in December or Q1. If you look at the 2018 bear market, it was over by December. If you look at the 2014 bear market, it was over by January of the following year. So I think it remains prudent to be somewhat flexible on that and to recognize that even once the bottom is in, we're likely not going anywhere for a while. Okay? Remember the 2013 bear market, which had two separate peaks. It was sort of a double peak cycle like our last one, although our last one had the second peak was the same as the first one. The bear market lasted from November until January. Okay? Lasted all the way until January. And then on some exchanges, we actually put in a lower low in August of the following year. So I don't really think there's any rush, right? Remember, in 2022, cash has simply remained king. It can be easy to second guess your investment thesis and what you think you should do anytime there's like a bear market rally. But at the end of the day, the destination has always been the same, right? It was just how long, how long will it take us to get there? And like both prior bear markets, we are reaching percent drawdowns from the all-time high after a similar amount of time. And you'll notice that both the 2014 and the 2018 bear market spent some time at around that 70% level down from the all-time high before taking the final plunge into the market cycle bottom. So I think it would be somewhat prudent to be flexible for the next 3 or 4 months. Let's see where things take us. Let's see how the price behaves, and then I think we can start talking about a potential bottom. But until we have more time to just see how far this contagion really affects a lot of these different markets, a lot of these different companies, I should say. And again, even if the S&P continues to push lower, it's likely there's a good chance it'll drag cryptocurrency down with it. Still think it makes sense to be very defensive, right? In your approach. Remember, to constantly call for a bottom in 2022 has just simply gotten people nowhere, right? As the bottoms continue to just sort of put in new lows. So hopefully this has been a good lesson for everyone. If this is your first bear market, just know that they can be really brutal. And also realize that once that final capitulation is behind us, whenever that occurs, I mean, some people might say it's already in. Even after that, you're still looking at some sideways action for months before we actually generally have enough energy to go into a fresh bull market. So 2022, cash has been king. Altcoins are risky, super risky. I mean, a lot of altcoins are down a ton against the US dollar, also down against Bitcoin as well. 2023, I do think will set up better opportunities for the cryptoverse in preparation for 2024, 2025 timeframe. So hopefully this channel has been useful to you during this bear market. We'll continue to follow it through till the very end, and we'll set our sights on the accumulation phase that likely stands before us in 2023. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.